So you have to turn right here. Yep, this is the Bottoms in Columbus, Ohio. Many memories here. Lots of dates right there, bam. One right there, and there's another one, bam. I've been in every one of these rooms. Every one. I used to date the owner of this place, the maintenance man of this place. I had this place to where we had cameras set up and we could see who was coming in this place. The dope boys, the maintenance man, lived in the very corner. We had him, he was on crack. I used to, date him, and he would do whatever, we wanted, tell us who was coming in, where the cops would, because the cops would sit back here down on this hill and they would watch the place. I've been locked in this place. I've been boarded up in this place by this pimp called Cadillac for 3 days. There were boards on the windows. The door he had me locked in there. He had the dresser up against the door. You can just turn around anywhere. Smoking crack in front of me, beating me and raping me. So the maintenance man lived right there. All of these rooms, been in them. I used crack for 15 years. It took me to places that I never ever thought that it would take me. I didn't consider myself homeless though, because I didn't sleep or, I didn't eat, so I didn't need a table. I would take a hit and I would take off Zoom. I could make a lot of money. And that's what it does. It sends you on a euphoric search. I was on a mission to forget all of the things that I had left behind. It's amazing to come to work in the same area that I used to use and that I used to prostitute in and that I used to get taken advantage of in. A lot of the human trafficking goes on right here in the Bottoms. Freedom a la carte to me is survivorship. I work with other girls that are like myself, and we understand each other. I really don't consider it a job. I consider them my family. Today, if I drive by an old spot or where I used to stand and use and pick up dates, my heart starts palpitating. I get butterflies in my stomach, and I have to take a deep breath.
I go to the beach about 3 or 4 days a week at minimum, and sometimes 7 days a week. I try to spend a minimum of 2 hours there. If I spend any less than that, I feel unfinished. And I have designed my life in a way that is really around that 2-mile radius around the beach. To an alien that has an idea of the physical world and physical bodies, I'd say this is where we are all superheroes, and this is where human beings help each other be at their best. We have all these toys and there's no electricity, and we're being ourselves in our true primate human being state. To an alien that doesn't have a physical body, I'd say, well, this is where human beings are in harmony, where as a species we come together and we are all celebrating life. Last year was the first year that I unplugged since plugging in 1993 or 1994, because I've been a workaholic. If I'd stopped working, I wouldn't have been able to complete the vision that I wanted for my company. If I'd stopped working, I would fall behind. I knew how to manage projects, I knew how to manage my time, but I didn't know how much was unhealthy. And I didn't want to tire out anybody who was around me. believe it or not, going to Muscle Beach has actually slowed me down to make me easier to deal with. When I think about going and flying on the rings, I think of time dissolving away. It's the only time that I can think of in my entire life where I've flown. The rings recently disappeared for a day, and fortunately it was just the city doing maintenance. But I thought really hard about it, and I realized that as much as I love my community here in Los Angeles, that my anchor was gone. I feel stuck in Los Angeles. Right now, it's a prison that I love, but I know that if I go away for a few weeks or for a few months, that I will not gradually, but quickly start longing for the rings. I wouldn't say that Muscle Beach itself is an addiction, but the search for the peak experience of being there is an addiction. What I'm looking for is the maximum of my potential. I haven't been able to push the edge. I haven't found it yet.
I'll be right back. What are you? Are you still working? Still working. All good. Jeff, you okay? Oh yeah. Yeah? Okay.